Hi, this is Dr. Manuel Rich. Today, I want to tell a story of my first reaction when I got my first paycheck. I actually cried, and this is the reason why I cried. I was coming from a background that, after my graduation, to get an internship space was so difficult. I actually opted not to do the internship with anybody, but I eventually did mine in a private settings. So after doing the internship, I started my own personal kind of practice. When you start such practice, it will be 90% outreach, 10% clinic. So we did a lot of hustling. I traveled to a lot of remote communities, rural areas. You know, it was so difficult. So, we put so much energy doing a lot of things. At the end of the month, you cannot actually, say this is what I made, or you will not have something that is commensurate with your effort. It will not be as if your profession is useless, or just you are not struggling enough. So it was so difficult, and I did such kind of practice for 3, 4 years. At the end of the day, you cannot still show anything. I could remember whenever I had a major breakdown or a major problem that requires financial solution, I will still resort back in, you know, asking my mom for an aid or for bailout. It wasn't really funny that a graduate in a profession like optometry, we practice for 1, 2 years. Still, you cannot be able to meet your basic needs, solve your basic problems. It was frustrating. So I did that for a long time, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Keep struggling. You know, you will be putting a lot of energy, going out there, hustling, doing a lot of things, taking many shifts, working for so many people just to increase your earnings. But at the end of the day, once any major challenge or any major financial problem hits you, you won't be able to solve it by your own means. You must resort to running back to your family. And it's frustrating when you go out there, many people will be calling you doctor, 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 but still you can't show any tangible thing. So it was a major source of depression, frustration to us then. So when I was opportuned to come here, I came. My first month, I came half of. It was June that I came. That year, it was June of that year that I came. So I came in around 17th of June that year. Then from that 17th to 28th of that June, so they had to pay me half of the month, almost. Not, it was not up to half of my salary, but a few days. I think it was around 11 days that they counted in that month. So they paid me that 11 days that I worked. Inside some of those 11 days, I did not do anything. I just came to work and sat down. When I changed the money, actually, it was a little money. It was not even up to half of my salary. But when I changed the money, I I was moved initially. But when I now cried is when I made my first transfer to my dad. Making such transfer, there was a problem that I needed to solve at home. I made that. I made another transfer. I started before I know it, tears just started coming out from my eye. And why was the tears? This was the first time I can earn, and the money will just be there. I will use it to solve problems, many different problems at once. It was not like then that a million might pass through your hand. But at the end of the month, you cannot solve a problem of 20,000. But you came across 1 million, you came across thousands, but you can't solve the smallest problem in your life, smallest financial problem, you won't be able to solve it. But this, I experienced it. So when I received that salary, I was able to clear a lot of things, a lot of things. It was not up to my full salary. So I felt so emotional that imagine without let's say the stress from where I'm coming from, the stress back home was 100%. Then 100% we yield 5% income. But here I stressed 2% and the yield is giving me up to 500%. So I felt so emotional. And what added to it was that I wanted to spoil my mother, but she was not there anymore. So I really cried. So I want to encourage anyone, sure, if if you're facing any kind of tough time in your practice now, don't don't feel discouraged that you made a wrong choice of a career. You might not be in an environment where they value what you are doing, but someday, or with your constant dream, effort, and connection and networking, you might find yourself in a place where you will see the real value in what you are doing. So this is my story. I hope it encouraged someone.